Hello, Steve White, TrekBoy89 for Steve Arts89. Well, I had just gone to bed. I bet the sunrise for a change, and I was just doing my alarm, and what do I see but an article saying that Star Trek Strange New Worlds has announced 5 new actors. So, of course, I had to read it, and it woke me up, and here I am. So, we don't know anything about the characters, just the actors' names and who they are. Now, the first one is an attractive black guy. Now, his name is so cool. It's basically the nickname us gays give Barbra Streisand, Babs. So I'm not even going to try and pronounce his last name. I'm just going to call him Babs. So we've got Babs. And then we've got a girl called Christina Chong, who isn't Asian. So she might be part Asian, but she looks white. So I kind of thought, oh, they're going to have an Asian girl. No. Then we've got Celia Rose Gooding, who apparently was in a musical version of Jagged Little Pill, which is Alanis Morissette's first album, which sold like 30 million in the 90s. I didn't know they'd done a musical on it, so interesting. And then we've got Melissa Navia, who apparently I should know, but yeah. And then we've got Jess Bush. So I'll get more into their details in a minute. The first thing I want to talk about is the first thing they mention in the article, which is that the pilot of the series, because they went into production last month, and the Akiva Goldsman wrote and produced the first episode, and the story was by Akiva Goldsman, Alex Kurtzman, and a lady called Jenny Lumet. Now, I had some hope this series would be good because I had heard that Kurtzman had been pushed out. Akiva was in charge, and he was going to be executive producing, and so he wouldn't be writing and directing the episodes. He was just going to be overseeing, and they were going to get new talent to come in and give it a new burst of life, basically, after some of the issues with the episodes in first season and how Pike and Spock went in that series. But it looks like no. So all the main people are returning. Anson Mount, Ethan Peck, and Rebecca Romaine, who are all very white. So I was expecting a very dark cast. I'm like, they're not going to hire any white people because they've already got 3 white cast members, and 2 of them are men. So I thought, well, it's all going to be POC women. But they didn't quite do that, so I was a bit surprised by the casting, but it's fairly diverse, which is good. Yeah, so I'm a bit worried about him writing and directing, because if you all don't know his history, he wrote Batman and Robin and Batman Forever. He didn't produce them, but he wrote them, and they are kind of legendarily bad. I don't think they're as bad as people say, but they're not good. And he also wrote and produced the remake of Lost in Space in 1998, which again, I don't think was bad, but it was not good. But what he did that really scares the hell out of me was he wrote the story for Transformers: The Lost Night. That was the worst film. I barely stayed in my seat. And I'm a huge Transformers fan. I saw the first film like 8 times. I saw the second film like twice because I'd already bought 2 tickets. And Kurtzman wrote that. So the 2 worst Transformer movies were written by the 2 people who are writing this pilot. And it really makes me genuinely nervous. I'm trying to be optimistic and I'm trying to be calm, but I'm kind of freaking out as well. They give a little bit of a description. The official synopsis for the series: Star Trek Strange New Worlds is based on the years Captain Christopher Pike manned the helm of the USS Enterprise. The series will feature fan favourites from Season 2 of Star Trek Discovery, Anson Mount as Captain Christopher Pike, Rebecca Romaine as Number 1, and Ethan Peck as Science Officer Spock. The series will follow Captain Pike, Spock. Maybe that's their slash name. And Number 1 in the years before Captain Kirk boarded the USS Enterprise as they explore strange new worlds around the galaxy. So I had a lot of hope because it's supposedly Akiva Goldsman loves the original series and he really wants to get back to that feeling of the original series. And it was a very light camp fun feeling, and that was one thing he did inject into the Batman films, which a lot of people hate, but since I loved the 60s series, I didn't really hate it. I just, obviously, Tim Burton's films are superior, and I see why people hate them. So I'm not totally freaking out about the fact he wrote and directed it, even though the Transformers stuff. But yeah. And they also go into Kevin Osmond. There's a statement. Is this his statement? Oh, this is his statement. Sorry, I got confused with the next statement. Kurtzman made a statement. He said, in a career, there is never enough work that is pure joy. I feel that my friend Alex Kurtzman, along with David Straff of CBS Studios and Julie McNamara at Paramount Plus, have given me just that by letting me haunt the stock rooms of my favourite candy store, and I'm grateful. With a hell of a cast and undying love for the original series, we boldly go. And then the co-showrunner Henry Alonso Meyer also made a statement. Oh no, did I delete it? Damn. He made a statement and it's in the other file. So it's interesting what what Goldsman said. Like I said, he does seem to have a really genuine affection for the series. So it does give me some hope. Now, Henry Alonso Meyer said, I'm incredibly grateful to be working alongside Akiva and our brilliant multifaceted cast to help bring the adventures of the Starship Enterprise to new life. For someone who's been dreaming of spaceships and alien worlds since I was little, this show is a dream come true. So again, another person, the showrunner, who actually seems to like Star Trek. Unlike Kurtzman, who didn't like Star Trek and was brought on by Rick Orsi. He was the Star Trek fan out of those two who wrote the first film and worked on it, and they were supposed to be together to work together, so it wasn't a total fan film where it was just for the fans, so a non-fan could watch it and enjoy it. And then they fired Orki, and Kurtzman stayed, and he was the non-fan, the one who didn't have the knowledge, didn't have the experience, and didn't have the appreciation of Star Trek, and that's part of the problems with Discovery, is just all that. Now, I feel like he's been converted a little bit, but it hasn't been enough. Not enough at all. Okay, where am I? Okay. So with the new cast, just what they've been involved with. Now, Babs, I still love that name, Babs. He was in Black Mirror, Marvel's The Defenders, HBO's Emmy Award-winning series Night of, and History's 2016 remake of miniseries Roots. Oh, okay, I thought I recognised him. His film credits include the upcoming and highly anticipated Dune and Wrath of Men. I don't know anything about them. Now, Christina Chong, she apparently is in Tom and Jerry, which is coming out soon. The CW's Bulletproof. Her other television credits are Black Mirror, Doctor Who, BBC's BBC Three's Behaviour. Okay. The ABC event miniseries of Kings and Prophets, the hit BBC series Line of Duty, Sci-Fi's Dominion, Halo, Nightfall, and Fox's mini series 24 Live Another Day. Film credits include Christmas Eve, that was the one opposite Patrick Stewart, and Johnny English Reborn. Now, we have another. Now, Celia Rose, she's a very attractive young black lady. I was going to say black woman. She looks too young, but whatever. I don't know how. It doesn't say how old she is. Celia Rose Gooding starred as Frankie Healy in Jagged Little Pill, a musical inspired by Alanis Morissette's award-winning album, which was on Broadway until it got shut down, and received a 2020 Tony Award nomination for Best Featured Actress in a Musical for her work. Past theatrical roles also include New Ryan Town and Fame. I don't know anything about that film. Now, this is the one I should know. Apparently, Jess Bush, I think she's Australian. She starred as Helen in the indie feature Skinfold and appeared in recurring guest role of Kendall in Channel 10, that's one of our stations in Australia, series Playing for Keeps. She also played the role of Bella in the Australian series Halifax Retribution. In addition, Bush went on to guest star in the ABC series, that's one of our other channels, one of our non-commercial channels, Les Norton, opposite Rebel Wilson and David Wenham. I don't recognise her at all. She's very blonde, very white, and has blue eyes, so I'm surprised she got cast. She'll probably be an alien. And now we get to Melissa Nevari. I think I got confused with the Australian one when I was reading out the names before. Her recent television credits include roles on AMC's critically acclaimed series Dietland and guest roles on Showtime's Billions and Homeland. In 2020, she made her off-Broadway debut in the much-applauded Bundle of Sticks at Intar Theatre. Now, she looks very androgynous. She's got very short hair, so I'm guessing she's going to play some sort of character. I don't know. Will she be an alien? Will they be using that androgyny to create an androgynous alien, or will she just be an androgynous person, or is it just a picture that's... she just looks like a girly boy? And she looks cute. I'm just thinking, where are they going to go with that? If she's a human, it'll go one way. If she's going to be an alien, they'll sort of use whatever attributes to create an alien creation. So yeah, basically they're doing 10 episodes. It's filming in Toronto, Canada. I really wish they were doing more episodes. It kills me that Discovery got 14 episodes a season, but Strange New World is only getting 10. And they're guessing it's going to debut in 2022. So I was kind of hoping the end of this year, but I guess that is a bit optimistic considering all the delays with COVID and everything. And that's that. Now, I kind of almost missed this because I usually don't go to Trek Movie, because a long time ago I started watching that, reading their articles back when the JJ films were announced. That's why it's called trekmovie.com, because they were talking about the new Trek movie. But unfortunately, some of the people who wrote for that, who also were in charge of the site, were really homophobic. And when George Takei came up, there were a lot of homophobic comments. And I criticised some of these homophobic people for being homophobic. And one of the people who I think I've named before, but I won't do now, deleted mine and all the other comments against this homophobic person and left the homophobic comments up. Obviously so they could be seen and be read, and to silence, the people who were criticising that person for being homophobic. So I kind of turned off the website at that point. I sort of thought, I really don't need to be listening to someone that has that point of view and is trying to push that sort of agenda. And as far as I know, last time I looked, they were still working for the site, so I really don't know. But that's why I stopped watching that site and why I almost missed this. But yeah, so the cast looks interesting. You always wonder with a Star Trek cast, are they going to be humans? Are they going to be aliens? How are they going to use the elements of their image and their physicality and their race and their gender to create new aliens, or work towards aliens that they're creating, or will they be humans and those are their attributes, and what kind of characters will come out of that? So it's very interesting to speculate. This is sort of the fun part, because this was fun with Discovery right up until we saw the Klingorks, and then we started to get worried. Up until then, it was all just a great time. We were all just enjoying trying to work out how things were going to go, who was going to be what, all of that. We didn't enjoy that with Picard because we sort of a lot of issues with Discovery, and I feel more optimistic about this. Even though Akiva wrote The Last Night, he did do Batman and Robin and Batman Forever, which I said aren't bad films. I kind of liked the sort of camp, fun, superhero sort of take that he took on it, because it was very much like the 60s series, and it kind of worked in its own way. But after we just had Tim Burton's version, it just did not, wasn't what people wanted at that time. But I don't think it was necessarily bad. So I'm feeling still. I'm not going to let my optimism die. I want this show to be good. I want it to be better than Discovery. I want it to be better than Picard. I want to enjoy it. I want to enjoy Star Trek again. I want to be able to talk about this show. I don't care if it's in the Prime Universe and it's an alternative universe and all that. As long as it's good. The first Star Trek movie was good. Beyond was kind of good too. If they kept making films like that, I'd be fine. I don't mind an alternative universe as long as they acknowledge it, which they did in the series by saying, yes, this is the Prime Universe. Yeah, so I'm a little bit nervous about Akiva writing and directing, because I really wanted someone else to be working with him, so it wasn't just him. But that's what we got. The actors look interesting. They've all done good work. They're kind of unknowns, but they're not, this is not their first acting job like the trans characters, because one of them was great. That wasn't their first job, but one of them was a great actor and the other one was awful, and she was just there. They were just there because of their gender and the politics, not because they're actually a good actor. whereas the other one was a very good actor, and I really enjoyed watching them and their scenes, but unfortunately they just made the other one look so much worse. So hopefully these are all great actors. Some of them worked on stage. You generally can't be a bad actor and work on stage because you do not last. It's a lot more of a grind. It's a lot harder. Hollywood, it's a bit more fake and superficial than who you know. I think getting people from a theatre background is actually a really good choice. But I'm going to go because there's no more information. We don't know anything about the characters. We just know these people have been hired, and Akiva wrote, directed, is executive producing, and Kurtzman and Jenny Lumet and him worked on the story. That's all we know. I'm going to go. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. Yeah, maybe even ding the bell. It does help. I would like to grow my channel. Thanks. Bye.